You asking for trouble, Shaq?
I don't think so. Listen, a couple of them are pretty vague in that no dangerous activities.
Like electric bikes and surfing.
Even as when we were playing, you couldn't go skydiving, you couldn't ride a motorbike. That just comes as part of...
You got into trouble for flying a plane, didn't you?
Somebody reported that I wanted to pursue a pilot's license, and that's against the...
Yeah.
That's against the professional contract. So yes, that kind of thing is standard. At the same time, and to Stevie's point, I don't see a problem with the rules as long as they aren't hard. They can be exceptions. You want to go home and have wife with the in-laws, have lunch with the in-laws when they visit, whatever it may be.
So why are you having the rule then?
No. But all I'm saying is, you have a general rule. You have a general rule that you're allowed to bend. If you have no rules, players can do anything they want, then you can't. So then it makes no sense.
So now you're going to have a situation where your supposed best player is never going to eat his lunch, but everybody else has to, so then they're all going to start complaining, well, how come he doesn't get, how come he can leave? But these are the things that happen. I'm laughing and saying it's like a schoolboy, but that's exactly what a dressing room is like.
What I'm saying is, if you're so-called, it's an exception. If he goes to have lunch at home, it's an exception.
Why have the rule then?
Because we can have an exception.
Away from lunch.
That's the point about all these rules.
Lunch really upset Steve.
Sid, what do you make of this?
I'm just wondering about whether they've got shepherd's pie in the canteen at the club. Because if they have, then Steve's all for this rule. It's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. I'm also struck by the difference in the interpretation of what dangerous is. You've got Shaq flying a plane and Steve playing darts. I wondered how badly do you play, Steve?
You can't have a beer when you're flying a plane. You can have a beer when you're playing darts.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, look. I mean, in all seriousness, obviously, fundamentally, what Xavi is trying to do is. I mean, Steve, you're saying it shouldn't be vague. I think in a way, what he's trying to do is take out the vagueness. Say, right, these are absolutely clear, hard and fast. From the point of view of that, you stay and you have lunch. It's not that big a deal, is it? If a player gets home at 2 o'clock instead of at midday, or gets home at 3 o'clock instead of 1:30, it doesn't seem to me to be a big deal. And I think what this really does, I think more than anything else, is that this tells you that Xavi has come in, has spoken to people about Barcelona over the last 2, 3, even 4 years, has analysed the situation, and basically has come to the conclusion that in terms of the daily habits of this club, it was not professional enough as far as he's concerned. It would, the way in which they behave, never mind the training sessions themselves, never mind the tactics, but just if you like, the kind of the sharing of a living space, the approach to the game just was not professional enough. And that's fundamentally what this is about re-establishing something very, very strict, precisely so that there's no vague areas and so that people don't step out of line.
Sid Lowe, as always, thank you very much. Let's just remind you where Barcelona are as Xavi takes over in LaLiga table. And it really is quite the task for him if he's going to lift them up, certainly into a Champions League spot. Currently, of course, a long way off Real Sociedad, who sit at the top, 11 points clear of Barcelona.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.